Five of Swords. Okay, what's going on, Pisces? Let's see. You need to make a decision about something. So the Five of Swords is usually the energy of where, you're stuck between making two very stressful decisions, basically. You need to choose either between two career paths, or you have a lot of conflicts at work going on. But with your overall energy, it looks like there's a lot of stress, tension, arguments, could be hostility at work, okay? And all this is either because of lack of communication or poor communication, okay? You may feel the need to walk away from something, or probably you just need to stand up for yourself. We'll clarify, okay? But right now, there's definitely a decision that you need to make. What's the blockage? Knight of Cups in reverse. You're not dealing with the situation with a lot of tact, The Knight of Cups is the energy of someone, who, a lot of tensionness and moodiness at work, okay? You're probably trying to avoid the work confrontation. You need to handle the situation with a little more tactfulness to create a better team, get more creative solutions, and deal with the situation with a more diplomatic solutions, okay? Be a little diplomatic, which you're not doing right now. Wheel of Fortune in reverse. There could have been a lot of changes that you weren't really expecting, okay, in the past. Something didn't go in your favor, You almost thought like luck was not on your side, but there were a lot of negative changes, and you were probably forcing yourself to, there were like frustrating delays probably, but I feel that you were, literally like, how can I say it? You weren't being very adaptive. Let's just put it that way. Okay, you weren't being flexible. It wasn't that let it go, let it flow kind of energy. It's like, no, it has to be my way. It has to go this way. You were stopping something from running its course, but that's in the past, so that's fine. On your mind, you want the money. That's the single independent lady card. Doesn't have to be the gender, but this is just the card of someone who's absolutely okay on their own, financially independent, living the best of their life, and that's on your mind. Consciously, this is what you want. You want financial abundance. You probably want to purchase some properties, but this is some kind of achievement, okay, you want in your career. But yeah, your hard work is going to pay off, that's for sure, okay? Death, you're going through a transformation. This is something that you don't see coming with a death here. The death, the death card is usually, it's endings and new beginnings, but out here in this career reading, the death can also be a job transition, a career transition, okay, or leaving an unfulfilling career, anything. Either you're getting to that phase where, you're moving into the next phase of your job or your business or your career, like that transition mode, that changes, big, huge changes. That's why probably there's a lot of tension in the environment here, okay? And you feel the need to fight back competition or whatever. But you're looking for this. This is what's on your mind with the Nine of Pentacles. You're looking for that financial ability. You want to enjoy your money. You want to absolutely be independent on your own. But what you're going through right now is subconsciously is you feel your career is changing. Either you're taking it to the next level or you're ready to make a big, huge change and ready to step into a new role, okay? Four of Wands in reverse. I think this change is going to be a little difficult for you because with the Four of Wands in reverse here, there are chances that things are going to be a little unstable in the near future, okay? If you're the only one, who's the bread earner of the family, I feel you're going to feel a little, there's going to be some office conflicts or workplace conflicts, okay, between colleagues. Yeah. You're not going to feel supported by your colleagues, or that bonding with the colleagues is going to be a little haywire, okay? So be very careful about that. How you see yourself, Three of Swords. I guess you're stressing a lot about something, Pisces. What is this that's on your mind? The Three of Swords is the energy of a lot of conflicts at work. Could be a job loss. Could be a lot of hurtful feelings at work, okay? Or you're just feeling hopeless overall. But let's see, in your environment, Knight of Pentacles in reverse here. Either you're putting in too much work and there is just no results coming, or then you're putting no work, okay? It's like little ambition. Either you have too much ambition, you've exhausted yourself, you're reaching that burnout stage, okay? That's what's happening in your environment. That's how people see you, that you're exhausted, So either you're putting in too much work, like I said, or you're not focused at all, okay? It's like everything has your importance but the work, or you're putting in so much work and focus on your work, right? That you're reaching that point of exhaustion and burnout, and everything else is on the side and your entire focus is on the work. But it's like, how they say, right? Like you're going nowhere. sometimes you can put in double the effort, okay? You can work super, super hard, but the efforts don't really show, nor do the results show. So that's what's happening in your environment here. Let's see what's in your emotions. Four of Pentacles. You're holding back from something. There's something you're holding on to very tight, okay? The Four of Pentacles is more like a paranoia also, okay? Either you could be avoiding collaboration. Maybe you want me to team up with people. You're not. You're trying to do things on your own. Or this is just a lot of paranoia, okay? It could even be an imposter syndrome where you have trust issues and you're doubting if you can make things happen. Wow, King of Pentacles. Okay, then. Maybe we should wrap up the reading. The King of Pentacles. What do you want me to say? That's the likely outcome here. That's success. That's a good reputation. You're going to finally get into a good reputation. You're going to get a lot of referrals. That's a mentor probably. Maybe you're going to help mentor people, whatever, right? But so let's see. I'll tell you. Let's see. You know what? Let me just clarify a little. Clarify the Five of Swords. Why is this the overall energy? Two of Cups. Yeah, see, you feel the need to fight either. Okay, now this can be a partnership, okay, a good partnership, or this can be a partnership where you people are not sharing the same goals anymore. And you feel the need to stand up for yourself. Either this is your personal relationship, it could be. I know this is a career reading, okay? But either this is a partnership, you know, where there's too much stress involved here and there's tension, conflict between you guys. Probably it has to do with work, whatever, right? But this is a lot of stress, tension, arguments, hostility at work, okay? Or you're not being able to put forth your point. You're not being able to communicate properly with your partner, with your business partner, or with your colleague, or with someone that you're in a relationship with, okay? And all this is due to lack of communication, okay? And you feel the need to constantly stand up for yourself, okay, to fight back. That's what's the overall energy. So sometimes what happens is that there are external factors which have nothing to do with your business or your career, which usually have a big impact on you, okay? So that's why usually when I do a personal reading, I find out your overall energy, which is what else is going on in your life apart from the business, and then your business energy, which tells me that if something's going wrong with your business energy, what is impacting it. So I think there's a partnership that's impacting you right now, where there's a lot of hostility. Either these people, there is someone who's not being able to encourage you, or there's someone that you're not on the same page with. Something you need to make a decision on. What's the Two of Swords? For the Two of Swords. Seven of Swords. See, you're trying to avoid a decision. That's what I'm saying. Seven of Swords. That is someone who's trying to get away with something. Okay, that's sabotage. To me, that's plain sabotage. You know that you need to make a decision. Either you need to choose between two career paths. Let's put it this way. Either you need to choose between two career paths, or you need to take sides. Okay, you need to do something about it. But with the Seven of Swords, you're trying to avoid this decision. You're avoiding it. And because you're avoiding it, trying to ignore it, right? You're literally kind of sabotaging this, okay? It's like you probably have a very, very good future ahead, but because you're not being able to handle this entire situation with that diplomacy, with that tactfulness, and you're trying to avoid this entire confrontation, right? That's why it's leading you probably in the near future with the Four of Wands in reverse here. Guys, if you do need to make a decision, make it now. Get the information that you need, okay? And see things clearly for what they are. That's just living in denial. What's the Death card? Give me the Death. Why is the Death card here? Ace of Cups. Oh my God. I am so excited. So whatever is changing, right? Whatever transition you're going through, you are going to fall in love with this. This is going to be a new ambition, new emotions about your job. There's going to be this jolt of creativity. There's going to be a lot of friendly relations at work. So whatever your work is transforming into, that transition, right? You're going to love it. You're going to love it. You're going to fall in love with it. This is a new beginning, but new beginning either in the current job that you are, either your job is moving to the next phase, like I said, right? Taking things to the next level, you know, maybe you're moving to a senior position, or maybe you're choosing, within the business, you're making changes, which is going to make you even more happier. Ace of Cups is an emotionally fulfilling card. So yeah, there's a lot of emotional fulfillment with whatever changes are coming in, okay? My issue is the Four of Wands in reverse here. Why is the Four of Wands? Let me ask the question. Why is the Four of Wands in reverse? Ten of Wands. You know what? Yeah, straight off the bat, I'm getting you're probably the only one who's going to have to handle a lot of. The Ten of Wands is someone who's being overworked. Okay, you're carrying the work burdens on your own. It's being carried alone by you, and you need help from someone else. Okay, if you don't take help from someone else, okay, if you don't relieve yourself from this work burdens, if you don't find support, if you're not going to delegate the task, you're going to reach a point of burnout. Okay, you're going to completely burn out. And what's going to happen is that probably there's going to be too much stress on you to take care of the family within your own earnings, okay? And probably you're not going to be able to do that. But that's happening in the near future. So that, see, now you see, you need to do some confrontation right now, and you're avoiding it because you don't want to create a mess. You want to maintain that peace, but in maintaining that peace, because you're not making that decision, maybe this decision is like, it's a tough decision. Let's just keep it that way. The Two of Swords is the decision of, stuck between a rock and a hard place. None of the decisions look good. None of the choices look good. But it's like, there's a bad choice and then there's a more bad choice. Okay, you have to choose which one is the less bad one. But at least choose, here you're literally trying to avoid it. The more you're trying to run away from it, the worse it's going to get in the near future. And the only reason you're trying to avoid this is because you don't want to create a mess, or you don't want to be the bad one here. I don't know what it is, okay? But you need a little more tactfulness, use your logic a little bit, get a little creative, make it like a win-win situation, whatever. But that you're trying to avoid it. If you try to avoid this, guys, in the near future, it's going to be very, very difficult for you to feed your family. Not like literally feed your family, but all the expenses are going to come on your head, and you're going to feel that burnout. Take it from me, okay? You're going to come back right here. You're going to message me and tell me that this is what's happening. So don't. You anyways are with the Three of Swords here. You're anyways going through a lot of stress right now, okay? Probably this is what your stress is, how you're going to handle things. Probably it's this decision that you need to make, okay? And you're just feeling very hopeless right now. What's the Three of Swords? The Tower here. You're scared. Either you lose a job, or there is something that you're very scared of, okay? The Tower moment is an explosion, right? It's something that just happens all of a sudden. But yeah, there's a lot of chaos, workplace chaos. Whatever that chaos is, right? You're operating in a lot of stress right now, Pisces. Let me say that, okay? You're operating with a lot of stress right now, and you're probably trying to survive a layoff or trying to avoid taking risks in your career. But right now, you're not your coping strategies with stress, they really suck, okay? And with the Tower here, I think you're stressed that, your job completely doesn't, like you don't get redundant, or probably, like your business doesn't shut down, etc. But there's a lot of pressure here, and you need to take care of that. What's the Four of Pentacles in your emotions? What's the Four of Pentacles in your emotions? King of Swords. Like I said, right, the Four of Pentacles is, I think you're trying to make a very logical decision, honestly. The King of Swords is someone very logical, okay? I think you're trying to make a logical decision right now. And with the Four of Pentacles here, you're holding back something. You're trying to hold on to your stability is also what I'd say. You're trying to hold on to your stability. You're trying not to make any risky moves right now. You're trying... because you don't want to lose something valuable right now. You're not wanting to let go of the job or the business that you are in right now. You are a little paranoid, yes, but I think with the King of Swords here, I feel that you are trying to be more logical instead of getting driven in your emotions, which is not a bad idea. We have the Justice in reverse here also that I saw. Either something's not fair at work with you, or you're lacking accountability, but what am I shuffling for? So yeah, honestly, Pisces, if you ask me, the near future does not look very good. Take care of that, okay? See to it that you either have someone to help you out with, delegate responsibilities, or take care. See that you have someone else, or you have some backup plan to take care of your family's needs or whatever, right? But that looks a little dicey in the near future. Take care of that. But otherwise, with the outcome here, you're going to be landing up very, very stable. This change that's coming in, right? That's going to be very good for you. Very good for you. And what I don't like here is how you see yourself. That's a lot of stress here, okay? That's a lot of stress here. You may try to avoid something from happening, okay? And probably you're trying to hold on to something very, very tight. But maybe according to you, that's the logical decision to do. But you know what I'm getting with the Two of Cups here and the Four of Wands here. Either this has something to do related with your family situation, okay, where you and your family, there's a lot of tension about who's going to pay for the bills in the house, etc. Or this could be you and your spouse, or you in a partnership with someone, or this is just a business partnership that's taking a toll on you, okay? So be very, very careful about that. Make that decision that you need to, okay? The more you try to escape from it, the more it's going to chase you. And the future doesn't look very good here. So you need to take care about that. That's what I have for you, Pisces. I hope this reading resonates with you. Like, share, subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.